Pozdravujem všetkých podporovateľov a čitateľov denníka Postoj. Moje meno je Juraj Kríž a som spolupracovníkom Postoja. S mojím bratom sme sa rozhodli vycestovať do Spojených štátov, aby sme navnímali predvolebnú atmosféru, aby sme videli priebeh kampane a aby sme zistili, ako uvažujú bežní Američania. Takto sme natočili niekoľko videí, ktoré vám postupne budeme sprostredkovávať. Tell me, why are you volunteering for Trump campaign?
We just want to bring awareness here to San Francisco about some difficult conversations that a lot of locals have been basically forced or silenced their opinions in regards to these particular issues. So we want to just bring back honest conversations, and we want to basically start in that whole, platform for people to be able to have these conversations and to host them safely. And so we thought this would be a good opportunity to do just that.
And are you having some success because San Francisco is a liberal city?
We've had lots of success with it. There's lots of people that have been silenced and have been among these liberals in the city, but have not expressed their positions because of the potential or the probability or like almost a guarantee that they'll be fired from their job, they'll be harassed, their property will be vandalized, their homes, their cars, their body physically assaulted or injured because of expressing themselves. So what we wanted to do is to let San Franciscans know, the natives know that you're not alone. There's other people out here. We see the same things that you do. Objective truth is priority over substantial opinions, and we are here to also spread God's love and let people know that He is the ultimate authority over all things, and He loves you, and you are, a child of God, and don't be afraid. That's basically our message here. And we want people to know how the other side believes that God is the government. They don't observe or recognize God. They don't, have a conviction in their heart where they're accountable to a higher being. And that is very important when you are describing somebody that's going to occupy such a leadership position for our country and our people.
Perfect. There's a good place to finish it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Well, why are you campaigning for Kamala? Why is it important that she wins?
Well, because she's a woman that, number one, has done great things as a vice president. Even though vice president has limited power, she's done great things to help get a bunch of amazing legislation done for the American people. She also represents a little thing called decency, which Trump does not. The economy is doing fantastic in America, and she will continue that as well. And we have record low unemployment. This is all done during the right of the Harris administration, and she will also help save democracy. Because if the Republicans and MAGAs have their way, there will be no such thing as democracy anymore. So I mean, she's just in every way, shape, or form. Again, if you just want to talk decency, she's,
And will you also campaign like this for Biden, or she's,
absolutely.
Yeah. So regardless of that.
Absolutely, yeah. So, but I'm actually happy that because 4 years ago, I fully expected her to be the candidate this time around. I thought Biden. I was a Bernie Sanders guy.
You were a Bernie Sanders fan.
Yeah.
Okay.
In 16 and in 20, and then Biden. I ended up voting for him against Trump, obviously, and I'm happy that it turned out the way it did because he did a fantastic job, but he got old fast. And she's younger and more vigorous, and she's just the energy surrounding her throughout. I mean, if you just look at the difference between the rallies, I mean, You know, there's positive, there's joy and hope.
I see. Something like Obama back in 2008.
Absolutely, it has that vibe.
Hey, what about the polls? Because there is lots of noise. It's not obvious that who is going to prevail eventually. So who do you think?
Well, it's going to be Kamala, and I think it's going to be Kamala by more than people think it's going to be.
So it's going to be.
It's going to be. There's a lot of us that talk this. You know, a lot of strong people that dedicate their entire lives to politics. I'm talking guys that were Republicans as well. Now they're Democrats that say the same thing. That it's the polls are neck and neck.
Yeah, very.
But there's things that don't get taken into account, and that's things such as women that vote secretly for Kamala because they don't want their MAGA Trump husband to know. I just had a girl today. She bought a shirt and a hat from me today, and she just helped her mom because her mom secretly went to her and said, "How do I do this? I want to vote for Kamala, and I want you to help me with all the Democrat, all the things up and down the ballot, right? All the down ballot." So she helps her out, because the dad is a Trump. That she represents one of thousands that are going to be there, and that have already done that, in the early voting, and all the early voting stuff definitely helps. It's on the Democratic side, even though there's a lot of Republicans that are early voting, which is weird because Trump says don't do that, even though he does it himself.
He changed it to
even though he, right. So I mean, there's a lot of positive things and just the positive energy, and the wave just keeps building and building. She had over 75,000 at the Ellipse, in front of the Washington Monument, right? She just had that last week. That's where Trump gave his famous speech to go down to the Capitol and do what they did, So
we will see on November the 5th.
Yes, we will.
Thank you very much indeed.
My pleasure. Thank you guys. Thank you guys.
Get a little excited. I don't even know what I was going to say. I'm just so fired up. I was thinking, as I was sitting here thinking, watching the Lieutenant Governor speak, and so many of my friends that are standing here behind me speak. A lot of us are from states that aren't in play. Joni and I are from Iowa, and Iowa, Trump will win by 8 points. And Abel just told you, his vote is probably a drop in the bucket, although more Republicans live in California than anywhere else, if you think about that. And, I'm thinking anybody here, very few swing staters. We got some Floridians. Cash is in Nevada. Christy, you're South Dakota by 15, maybe, over, under. And it's just, there's just not, we're here, President Trump's going to win Texas, Brooke, you know that. So most of us, in fact, all of us know we're here because this is where we need to be. It's in your hands. Pennsylvania is the Keystone State. It is truly the Keystone State for this entire election and for the future of the Republic. Because it's been said that this is the most important election of our lifetime. But it is. You feel it in your gut. You know it in your soul. And as I travel this country and as I talk to our fellow citizens, there's really 5 things that are on their minds. And all of them break for President Trump. And I had one of your wonderful Pennsylvanians come up to me at one of the first stops on Monday and said, well, there's a 6th issue, Matt, and that's we're not going to have boys and girls sports. And I said, you're right. There's a 6th issue. We're not going to have girls and boys sports. And for me as a Bible-believing Christian, I think life is on the ballot, and I think Donald Trump is going to protect life. And you're going to hear, you heard from Joni about national security. You're going to hear from Cash about our posture as a country and our strength as a nation. And we're not as strong as we were 4 years ago. You know that Donald Trump brought peace and strength and a toughness to the world that people just didn't screw with the United States of America like they are now. Right? And our border is a mess. You know that too many people have come in here. We don't know who they are. We don't know what they want to do. We fear harm from these people that were on the terrorist watch list. You know these issues are so top of mind for so many.
My new best friend from Republican headquarters here in Pennsylvania, Beaver County. So Cindy, tell us, you've got roots in Europe.
I do. I have family currently in mostly in the Belgrade area. On my father's side, my maiden name was Cheran, and those people are all in Belgrade. My father's family actually was all born and raised in Croatia, but after the war, they pretty much all migrated to Belgrade also. So I do have family there.
So you ended up here, and you are Republican volunteer. Why do you think it's important that GOP wins or that Donald Trump is re-elected as a president?
To save our country.
To save your country.
I'm voting for closed borders, lower taxes, freedom of life, lower prices, lower crime, closing our border, and having all the deported males that are infiltrating our country, that are mostly between the age of 18 and 25, deported back.
Back to whatever they came from.
I'm totally against them getting free everything when we have veterans currently that basically put their life on the line for us to stay free that are living on the street. It doesn't make sense for me to have them homeless and have all these aliens that are, there are 13,000 right now that we know of that are seriously bad felons that are running around and we have no idea where they are.
I see. And the last point is you took part at a now very, very historical event when Trump almost got assassinated in Butler County. So how do you remember that?
I was actually 5 rows up from the podium when he was hit by the bullet. When I walked into the venue that day, I knew immediately there was not something right. I just got a feeling. I volunteered for all of Trump's rallies when he ran the first time, so I know what to expect. I know about security. I know what volunteers look like when they're at the rallies, and I did not see what I normally saw at the rallies, and I noticed that right away. There was a lack of security. The volunteers were not identified. They had no identification, so we did not know who they were. And I really didn't see any snipers readily that should have been on top of buildings surrounding the area. So that did concern me because it was an open area. After the assassination attempt happened, there was a sense of calmness. That's all I can describe it. Tranquility. Almost. And especially once we saw, since I was so close to the assassination attempt, it was the most unbelievable thing, seeing all the Secret Service jump on him immediately, and then all of a sudden we saw his head wiggle out of 6 Secret Service people, and he came up with his fist up and said, "We are going to fight," because he is not afraid. He wants to save our country. I feel right now he is the only person that can do this, and the reason they're so afraid of him is because he knows what the deep swamp is all about. And if he gets elected, he is going to get to the bottom of it, and people are going to be held accountable.
Perfect. Thank you. I guess it's a good spot to end. Okay. Thank you very much again.
You're welcome.
Yeah. It was nice to have this interview.